up, Craig?
What's up, Joe?
Where are we?
We are here at the lovely Music Zoo.
On location?
Again? Yeah, we're on location. Yeah, they let us back in. We knocked on the door all morning and they let us in.
Beautiful.
Play on these beautiful Ernie Ball Music Man JP collection guitars.
Look at this. We have three pretty incredible instruments right here.
They are. They're all BFRs.
So let's talk about it. So Ball Family Reserve.
Yes.
So Ball Family Reserve is sort of the top end of the Ernie Ball Music Man collection. It's their sort of creme de la creme. Exactly. Originally made, I believe, just for artists and their personal family. That's why it's called Ball Family Reserve.
Yeah.
And they started producing them for for the public.
Yeah.
And
they're awesome.
They're incredible. I mean, from the wood selections to just the tone of the instruments.
Look at these things. Look at the aesthetic. They're beautiful instruments.
So let's talk a little bit about the JP models, right? They've been around for a while now, and they've evolved over the years. And what we have is an evolution of instruments here. We have a JP6. This is the Koa Island. And what is this?
This is the JP15, which commemorated his 15-year anniversary with Music Man. He's been with them for 20 years now. This marks the 20th year. I think we started in '99. It's been a long relationship. And this is the 15, still available. And it's beautiful. This one's got the roasted maple neck, which I love.
Oh yeah, God. I'm a huge fan of roasted maple necks. They just feel unlike anything else.
It's unbelievable.
And then this guy right here, and we'll get to the details in a second, but this guy right here is the Majesty. And the Majesty is the latest and greatest incarnation of the JP models, right?
Yes.
And it's sort of very race car inspired, I believe, and it's ergonomically designed to get out of your way.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I always say. It's race car meets Game of Thrones weapon
meets guitar.
It's just cool as hell.
All right, we'll get to that one. Let's talk about these guys. So why don't we start with this JP6 and work our way up, right?
Yeah.
So this is called Koa Island. It's pretty stunning of an instrument here. JP6 was it first?
Yeah. So this
because you have a JP6.
I do have a JP6.
You have an original version.
It's like a 2012. Yeah. It's got the scooped top here, where this is more contoured now. It's still out of your way, and that's the thing with these instruments, right? Is let's get the guitar out of the way so you could just play it.
And go ahead.
And that's the ergonomics of it, and where everything is control-wise. And they all have
follows
that,
the flow of your arm, right? So this one has Crunch Lab and Liquefier pickups. It has the piezo system.
Yep.
Right.
So we'll talk about that. Yeah. So this one has that as well, and
all three have it, right?
Yep. They all three had. Some have different features. Like this particular one has the push 20 dB boost and the coil tab, as does this one. I don't believe that one has.
No, this one's got the more standard feature set.
So this toggle up here is a three-way, and when it's in the up position, it activates the piezo pickups, which are built into the saddles, and it gives you that beautiful acoustic-like tone, which is great, because I know we've talked about this with John Petrucci's playing, is he needs to cover a huge sonic spectrum, everything from those acoustic tones to just full balls metal, right? And these guitars handle that and everything in between because of the feature sets.
Right, so with that said, I mean, they're great utility instruments, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to be just a metal shred guy. You could really be, you could play any kind of music on these things, right? I mean, with the piezo system, with the pickup selection, with the ability on these instruments, at least the coil tab, right? You have a huge array of tones. And this guy in the back, you have a mix, a treble, and a bass system over here for the piezo that you could adjust. On the back, you have your battery for the piezo system as well.
And just to differentiate that, this one has a mag boost, which is actually to control the 20 dB boost. So if you don't want the full effect of that, you can dial it down. For me, it's going to be on 20 all the time.
And that's such a great feature because, in a live setting, let's say, you're doing a solo and you need a little bit more, whether it's volume, whether it's gain and sustain. It's nice to be able to have that right there. You just hit that switch and you're good to go without having to add a pedal or what have you.
For me, in a cover band, where we range from an acoustic type song all the way to something that's really, really on the heavy side, it accommodates all that. Being in a two guitar band, sometimes I need to just come a little higher, get a little more in the mix, and it's great to be able to push down on that and just soar away.
So let's hear these things. Let's see the
sound
front
great.
pickup. Oops.
Piezo.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool now that that happened. Let me explain something. So the output on this guitar, there's two of them. There's one for the magnetic and one for the piezo. So you can send it out to do two different. You know, you can send it out to your amp and then one to the board or whatever if you're going to do that. But if you're just using one like Joe is right now, you could kind of use that as a kill switch, right? So you can
could, yeah.
it's kind of cool. So you can see that? Yeah. yeah.
That's awesome. Let me see
So it's
that.
like another function, you know, you could kind of make use of, which is cool.
All right, so my first impression is this neck is insane. Where are we here? Wow, that's cool.
I just counted in the last minute, you played 4 million notes.
Right.
I calculated that really quick.
This guitar is killer.
It's awesome.
Killer. I mean, this one. I mean, first of all, I love the the curly maple top. Or quilted. This is quilted actually. Curly
Yeah.
quilted, whatever they call that.
Mhm.
But the neck is just
Yeah.
insane. Look, first of all, look at that. It's beautiful in terms of the figure on the wood, but the roasted feel is
Yeah.
just. You gotta try a roasted. If you haven't tried a roasted maple neck, do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
It'll change your whole mindset around.
So let's
feel
talk
of
about the
guitar.
neck. So
Sure.
these guys have the bolt-on neck, and this one has something cool. It is a neck through, as you can see.
Real quick, you have John's signature on
Oh
it,
yeah,
too.
oh yeah. Let's mention
This
that.
is a
So
limited edition,
This
right?
is a limited run. I believe there was 120 of them at the time of this video. It is available at the Music Zoo. So this is a really special instrument. It has John Petrucci's actual signature on here. We have the neck through, which I wanted to talk about because this is a mahogany neck and it continues through. And then the pickups, Sonic Ecstasies on this particular model, are bolted directly into that mahogany block.
Right.
So it really adds to the resonance of the instrument, which is really cool. And then on the on other Majesty models, there's the JP Shield,
The Shield, right.
which is like
That's
a maple,
right.
yeah, which they're awesome looking instruments too. This one is covered in this ridiculous paint job.
That is probably the most insane paint job I've ever seen on a guitar.
It is
And I don't know if
so
this comes
cool.
through on the camera. Maybe we can get a close up. But the depth
I'm gonna
of
bring that
that
closer so you can
sparkle
see
is just
Cool.
really incredible.
Yeah.
And it's on the back of the neck too.
Yeah, yeah.
And you also have on this one, if you flip it back around, you have inlay down the whole neck
Yep.
as well. Normally you have the Majesty shield here or logo. You don't have that on this.
Yeah.
You want to explain that one?
Yeah, so the Majesty logo has, kind of been there throughout the Dream Theater reign here. And what that is Dream Theater, before they were Dream Theater, the name of the band was Majesty.
Okay.
And then they had changed the name, and a little fun fact is on the first album, When Dream and Day Unite, there's an instrumental called It's a Jam, which if you spell that out backwards is Majesty.
Nice.
So it's a little Dream Theater tidbit to throw in there.
Right.
So, yeah. So this is kind of the culmination of all of the 20 years of progress. And the Majesty's not brand new, so things have been added. But it really, when I look at these instruments, they speak to the artist, right?
Mhm.
They really culminate to everything that seems to be John's needs in a guitar, from that whole sonic spectrum that we talked about that they cover. And I love that about Ernie Ball Music Man.
Me too.
And we've talked about it in other episodes where they really work together with the artist and the artist with Ernie Ball Music Man, and they have a relationship. and I think that's great.
Yeah, they do. I own two other Ernie Ball model guitars,
Mm-hmm.
an L3 and a Morris Dark Lord, and all incredibly amazing as with these instruments, but totally different. And that's great, right?
Yeah.
They have the character and uniqueness of the artist.
Sure.
And this certainly has John's stamp on it on both of these.
Yeah.
And although this is sort of the latest incarnation, the Majesty, the old body shape here still kicks, it's still killer, right? And it's still
Yeah, it's still
awesome
available. It's
guitar.
still in the JP collection. It's
It is,
available.
yeah.
It's not like this isn't anything.
So let's hear
that's-
this guy.
Yeah, let's check this one out. So let me get a.
No, cool. But can you do all that backwards?
Yeah, can we roll the tape backwards?
Anyway,
it
awesome
plays
guitars.
awesome.
Sounds great.
I mean, just when you click that, when you push down on that volume and you get that extra boost, there's that extra level of comfort.
Can you try the coil tap?
Yeah, sure. So let's bring that to the middle.
Awesome.
Cool. You can hear so many different tones within this instrument. They're cool. Ergonomic layout. It feels so comfortable. It sits in your body.
Can I
Like
see
it
that
just-
one?
Yeah, check this thing out because and note how light it is. For a guitar that's got mahogany in it, it's super light. Nice.
Another awesome, again, just looking at this is almost blinding. It's so
Yes.
deep and rich. The sparkles, unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
So,
All right.
we typically here at Switching Gear, we're playing around. For those of you who haven't seen our videos, we usually pit guitars against each other. We'll take something old and new, or maybe similar products, or
We
top
come up- right, we
echelon.
come up with a
below.
verdict
We come up with a verdict, which
instruments.
one we like better. In this case, these instruments are just, I don't know, I can't come up with a verdict. They're just so cool.
So I'll tell you what, for my personal preference, I would always gravitate towards the roasted maple neck.
Sure.
It's my personal favorite, but these are still awesome, incredible instruments.
And
I
it
mean, the
looks
necks
so
on these are
beautiful.
still
Yeah.
great. And like I said, this one is a limited run, right? It's just the sickest paint job. Have I said that more than 10 times already? Anyway, check them out. Music Zoo's got an awesome selection. Ernie Ball Music Man's. Check out their site. We'll link to that site.
And somewhere over here in the video,
Mhm.
there's a subscribe button.
Yep.
Click on that and come back and see us, because we'd love to have you back. And yeah, so verdict is these instruments rule.
They're awesome.
They're awesome.
Go get one.
All right.
All right, see you next time.